It's me again. Gene. Still 79, still here. I ended a 40-year friendship over $50. That is the truth, and I've had a long time to sit with it. I was right about the $50. He owed it to me, and I made sure he knew it, and I won. And I have been paying for winning ever since. His name was Dale. Some of you have sat with me before, so you know how that story ends. What I never told you was how it started. It started because I had to be right. I am telling you this because there is a real chance you are doing it too, right now, to somebody you love. Winning the little ones, keeping the score, and you cannot feel what it's costing you yet. I couldn't either. Thank you for coming back and sitting with me. Here's exactly how it went, because the smallness of it is the whole point. The winter of '99, Dale's furnace quit in January, dead of the cold, and he didn't have it right then. So I lent him $300, and I was glad to do it. That is what you do. He paid me back through the spring, 50 at a time, and then the plant cut his hours and he got behind, and there was one payment left, $50. Now I did not need that $50. I want to be clear about that. We were fine. But it sat wrong with me. I had lent it in good faith, and I was owed, and every time I saw him not paying it, I felt it. And one Friday night at the poker table with Ernie and the others right there, Dale made some joke at my expense, the way friends do, and I heard myself say it. I said, "Well, maybe pay a man back before you get smart with him." The table went quiet. Dale went red. He took out his wallet right there, and he counted out $50 onto the felt without a word. And I let him. I took it. I was owed. That was the last easy night we ever had. And here's the part I can't hide behind. That was not one bad night. That was just the one I can point to. You've heard me say I simply let the poker nights drift, that I got busy and tired and stopped showing up. That was true as far as it went. But after that night with the $50, walking back into that kitchen felt like swallowing glass, so I didn't. I told myself it was work. It wasn't work. It was pride. Being right was how I was built, and I ran it on everybody. I ran it on Marie for 50 years. Every disagreement, I had to land the last word. Where we'd eat, how to raise Greg, which way was faster to her sisters. I would argue a thing into the ground, just to be standing on top of it when the dust cleared. She used to get quiet in a certain way, and I read that quiet as winning. It wasn't winning. It was her going somewhere I couldn't follow, a little more each time. I ran it on Greg, my son, until he learned to just stop bringing me things, because whatever he brought, I'd find the flaw and correct it and be right about it. Now he lives 3 states away, and we talk in 90-second phone calls, and I earned every quiet second of those. And I ran it on my friends. Dale was just the first domino. One by one, I won the disagreement and lost the man. I was never cruel about it. I was reasonable. I was factual. I was right. And a reasonable, factual, right man can clear a whole life out around himself and call it other people being too sensitive. Cliff Brennan tried to tell me. My old foreman, the one who kept a full table of friends into his 80s. You've heard me talk about Cliff. He watched the whole poker table thing happen, the $50, Dale going red. And after, out in the lot by the trucks, Cliff didn't yell at me. He just said the thing I have carried for 30 years. He said, being right is the most expensive thing a man can buy, Gene, and he pays for it alone. I thought it was just something to say. I nodded, like you nod. And then I went right on buying. Marie warned me too, in her way, not with a speech. She'd just say, after I'd won some pointless thing, "Did that feel good, Gene? Was it worth it?" And I always thought it was a soft question, a woman's question. I had the facts, see? I had the receipts. I did not understand for about 40 years that she was not asking about the facts. She was asking what I was willing to trade for them, and the answer, it turned out, was everything. So here is the thing it took me an empty house to understand. There is being right, and there is being close, and they are not the same thing. Most days they are not even friends. And if you are the kind of man who was raised to value being right, nobody ever warns you that you will have to choose. Being right is clean. It's the facts, the record, who said what, who owes what. It feels like strength. It even feels like honesty. And it is the most expensive thing you will ever buy, because you pay for it in people. Being close is a different currency altogether. Being close means letting a thing go that you could win. It means hearing your friend get a little smart with you at the poker table and letting it sit because he's your friend and the joke doesn't matter and the $50 never mattered. It means looking at the person you love more than being right and choosing them out loud over the last word. I had the last word with just about everybody. I won, and I won, and I won. And I want to tell you what you get when you win them all. You get a very quiet house and a record you can be proud of and no one to read it to. Now, I can hear some of you, because you are me, the reasonable ones, the ones who are right. You're saying, but I am right. Somebody borrows money, they pay it back. Somebody's wrong about a fact, you correct it. That's just honesty. You can't let people walk all over you. Standards matter. If I don't stand my ground, who will? And you are not entirely wrong. There is a place for the truth, and there is a kind of man who lets everything slide until he's nothing at all. I'm not telling you to be a doormat. But here's the thing that took me everything to learn. Being right and being kind are not the same skill. And if you only ever practice the first one, you will get very, very good at being alone. Nobody on this earth lies awake at 80 grateful that they won the argument about the fastest way to the sister's house. You will not at the end be comforted by your record. You'll be comforted by who's still in the room. And every single time you choose to win, you thin out the room a little. I'll tell you the thing that put me on the floor. You know I didn't make it to Dale's funeral. I found out 3 weeks late from the newspaper, and I have carried that. What I never told you is what his widow Ruth said to me months after at one of the lunches we have now, the first Sunday of every month, where we sit and talk about him. She had every reason to be cold to me, and she wasn't. She stirred her coffee and she said, "Gene, you know he kept that picture of the two of you from the Navy in his wallet right up to the end. He used to tell people you were the best friend he ever had. The best friend he ever had." And I sat there holding the fact that I had been keeping score against that man for 20 years over $50 while he carried a picture of us in his wallet and let the whole thing go the day after it happened. He forgave me before I even left the poker table that night. He'd been my friend the entire time. I was the only one still fighting. I won a fight the other man had already stopped having. So I've been trying to learn a new trick at 79, which is losing on purpose. It started small. Ernie, from the poker table, the one friend I've still got. We were at the diner, and he said something about a ball game that was just plain wrong. Wrong the way the sky's not green. And I felt the old thing come up my throat, the correction, the receipt. And I swallowed it. I said, "Yeah, you might be right." And Ernie looked at me a little funny, and then he just kept talking, happy, and we had a good morning. It cost me nothing. It cost me a fact nobody needed. That's all it ever cost. And I called Greg. And when he told me about some plan of his that I could see 3 holes in, I did not point out the holes. I said, "That sounds like a good idea, son. I'm glad you're doing it." There was a long quiet on the line. And then my boy talked to me, actually talked to me for the first time in a long time. I bought that with a fact I let die. Cheapest thing I ever purchased. So here is what I'm asking you to do. Today, not someday. There is an argument in your life right now that you are winning. Something small. Who said what? Who's owed what? Who was right about the directions, or the money, or the thing that happened at Thanksgiving? And you are keeping the score, and you are correct, and it is costing you somebody. Put it down. Today. Not by admitting you were wrong if you weren't. Just by deciding that being close to that person is worth more than the last word. Call them and talk about something else. Let the $50 go. Let the joke go. Let them be a little bit wrong and love them anyway. It is going to feel like losing. Your whole body is going to tell you that you are giving something up. You are. You're giving up being right. And I promise you, on everything I have left, it is the cheapest thing you will ever pay for peace. I'm 79. I've got a spotless record and a very quiet house. I won every argument that ever mattered to me, and I would trade the whole stack of them for one more loud, wrong, ordinary Friday with Dale at that poker table. Don't build what I built. Don't get to the end of it holding a fistful of times you were right and nobody left to have been right in front of. The record doesn't keep you company. The people do. Down in the comments, I want you to do one thing. Tell me about one argument you're going to lose on purpose this week and who you're going to lose it to. Just that. Name them, and then go do it. I'm Gene. Go lose one today. Turns out it's the only way a stubborn man ever wins anything back.